Good evening, you're watching Look Up TV. My name is Louis and it's time for the news.
The news headlines in association with
Trade of goods from Tanzania to Kenya grew from 27 billion shillings to 50 billion shillings.
President Ruto in Tanzania seeking to bolster ties with President Suluhu. In commemoration of the World Mental Health Day, Kenyan youth come out in groups together to celebrate the drive. And Kenyans living in Kakuma were not left behind even as they are in the refugee camp in celebrating Utamaduni Day.
Yippee! Kamata plotting at 349k. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10k cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
President William Ruto today held bilateral talks with his Tanzanian counterpart, President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Ruto emphasized the need for enhanced cooperation between our countries in key sectors, top among them trade, communication, security, and gas and petroleum.
After attending the 60-year celebrations in Kololo, Uganda, President William Ruto proceeded to Tanzania for a two-day state visit. Ruto held bilateral talks with President Samia Suluhu, emphasizing the need to bolster trade amongst countries in the East African community, while lauding President Suluhu for the commitment in enhancing trade, while indicating the need to do away with trade barriers in the region.
As I said earlier, trade between our two countries has grown phenomenally. In 1 year, exports from Kenya to Tanzania grew from 31 billion shillings to 45 billion shillings. And I think it's now clear to all of us that increase in trade benefits everybody.
With the prices of gas products skyrocketing, Ruto highlighted the need to hasten gas production and transportation through the pipeline to ensure reduction in energy tariffs and boost the economies of both countries.
We will now expedite the gas pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Mombasa and eventually to Nairobi so that we can use the resources that we have in our region to lower energy tariffs, both for industry and for commercial purposes and domestic use in Kenya.
Security being one of the key pillars in developed economies, Ruto encouraged countries in the East African community to prioritize security and eradicate the increased crime rate and human trafficking in the region.
Tumeshakubaliana pia mambo ya kupigana na ugaidi, human trafficking, and the rest of the transboundary crimes that are making our region uncompetitive and giving us a bad name. So we have agreed that we will enhance the cooperation that exists between our security agencies so that we can share information, share strategy, and be able to deal with these challenges to secure our region, to secure our two countries.
President Ruto also emphasized on the need for countries in the East African community to ease movement in the region by dropping passport requirements to visit different countries, while calling on improved communication system to ease research and development in the region.
Tumekubaliana mambo ya utalii kati ya nchi zetu mbili. Tuko na resources ya utalii Kenya na tuko na resources ya utalii hapa Tanzania.
Ian Keitani, Look Up TV.
Residents in Kakuma refugee camp in Turkana County today marked Utamaduni Day with surprising pomp and flair. Many showed up in celebrations organized by UNHCR, UNESCO, and other relevant universal interventions. High on their theme today was good neighborliness.
It is a sound from an instrument of celebration that marks its beginning. A congregation has gathered here, eyes wide open to see the outrageous performances from various artists in perfection of culture. From the young, the women, and the youths, it is songs and dance from the artists. This is Kakuma refugee camp that joins the nation in marking Utamaduni Day that has seen a dull reaction in the country. But here, the happy event is different for they display culture.
Sherehe leo masaidizi kwa sababu anaonyesha wala wadogo ajue maculture yao. Angalia culture bila ilikuwa anianza nayo mpaka sasa.
Siku ya leo ilikuwa siku muhimu kukutanisha Wanaafrika wote ili tujue umuhimu wa culture ya Wanaafrika.
It is an event that was organized by UN refugee agencies UNHCR and UNESCO in a bid to unite residents from within and outside Turkana borders to mark the important day in the community.
Tukaona ni vizuri tuunde hiyo kikundi kusudi wale watu wametoka na mila nyumbani wakuwe na desturi za kuzifanya hapa ndani ya kambi na haswa kulenga kufundisha jamii yetu Wakongomani, watoto wetu ambao wanazaliwa hapa.
The refugees who have settled in Turkana for more than 30 years stated that the ceremony will allow them interact with their neighbors, noting the COVID-19 pandemic that halted the celebrations.
Kama mimi Mkongomani naweza kuonesha culture ya kwetu ama tamaduni za kwetu. Wenzetu Warundi wataonesha culture ya kwao ama tamaduni ya kwao.
The social interaction has however led to business opportunities within the camp.
Tunatengeneza bracelets na tunatengeneza baskets na tunashona mabag.
Tumefufua culture na inaleta peace. Tumeona peace imechupuka. Watu saizi wanaishi pamoja.
After the promulgation of the new constitution in 2010, Moi Day was scrapped off and replaced with Huduma Day, which was later changed to the current Utamaduni Day. The celebrations are expected again next year, 10th of October. Moses Okech, Look Up TV.
10th of October in the Republic of Kenya is a day of celebration called Utamaduni Day after the promulgation of a new constitution. But to what extent is this holiday shared in understanding in this country?
Sherehe ya leo mimi sielewi juu niko soko, hata hakuna sherehe zozote naweza sherehekea juu hakuna hata pesa. Sasa ndasherehekea nini?
Sikukuu ya leo ieleweki juu watu hawana pesa, na hata ikai ni kama ni sikukuu juu hakuna pesa, hakuna biashara, kumekaa hivyo.
Unaona sasa sisi tumeingia job as usual na ni tofauti na jana. Leo flow ya do iko. So I can say tuna celebrate fiti. Iko fiti kabisa.
Sababu najua hakuna pesa. Sasa watu wana pesa. Hata ukiona watu wakitembea, wanatembea tu, hata wakikaa kwa nyumba hawana pesa. Sasa tuwezi sema kuna hodi.
Leo ikiwa sherehe ya Utamaduni Day iko poa kwa sababu at least tunasherehekea utamaduni yetu, culture yetu about Kenyans. Mimi naona iko sawa.
Sherehe za leo si kama zile sherehe zingine juu it's like a normal day. Watu wanaendelea biashara, watu wako kazi kama kawaida. Hata wengine ukiwaambia leo ni holiday ni kama wanakuambia hiyo haijulikani.
I think hii ndio ilikuwa initially ikiitwa Moi Day. Na nadhani leo ikiitwa utamaduni, maybe inazungumzia kuhusu kile ambacho mtu anaweza fanyia mwenzake as like huduma.
Statistics from the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) indicate that 3,541 Kenyans have died in road accidents between January 1st and September 30th, 2022. This number is up by 255 persons compared to the same period last year. Police say this is due to speeding, drunk driving, and overall recklessness on the roads.
After the grisly road accident on Saturday, October 9th, where an entertainment bus named Party on Wheels hit a 14-seater matatu before ramming into a trailer along Subwega Black Spot in Meru County, killing 11 people on the spot and another succumbing while receiving treatment in the hospital. Data from the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) shows the country has recorded a total of 15,924 road accidents between January 1st and September 30th, 2022. Out of the 15,924 accidents, 3,541 of the accident victims, which represent 22.2%, have ended up as deaths. 7,236 of the victims were seriously injured, while 5,104 were slightly injured. The numbers have so far increased compared to the same period last year. In the same period, accident-related deaths were 3,286, which was 255 fewer deaths compared to 2022. Police attribute the high number of road accidents to speeding, poorly maintained vehicles, human error, shunning seatbelts, and overloading.
Of late, it is not good that along Elephant Corridor, because we have a lot of accidents there. The area is marked as a black spot. But we've done something, we've talked to the Kenya people to address that issue.
Edwin John Mokora, Look Up TV.
Police in Kisii stopped an ongoing burial following a court order. The burial was to take place in Iteresi village, Kisii County, and the body of a 37-year-old woman had to be returned to Kisii Level 5 mortuary in a dramatic scene.
An enthralling dramatic scene has been witnessed by Iteresi villagers in Kisii County after the armed police officers moved into effect as the court had squashed the intimate right of the body of a 37-year-old woman. What ensued, the scenery turning out to be chaotic, unlike the normal interment ceremony. After the cat and mouse game between the security and the bereaved, the body had to be returned to Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary.
Mwili rudi mortuary?
Men in work were forced to put an end to the activity at the graveyard, since efforts by the clan elders to pursue the land's case bore no fruits. By venerating the departed one, a banana stem was then planted at the yet-to-be-completed grave, which is in accordance with the Abagusi traditional culture. Susan Jerry, Look Up TV.
You're watching Look Up TV. We'll be back with more news after this short break.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, And now, in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Yippee! Kamata plotting at 349K. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10K cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Hapa kazi tu inaendelea kuwasaka na kuwatambua wale ambao wanafanya kazi extraordinary na zile kazi za kujituma.
Biashara yote unaambiangwa, as long as you have a plan, you can do it. Our service is about kufurahisha the customer.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni hapa kazi tu.
Kenya today marked World Mental Health Day. The theme this year is making mental health a global priority. The WHO says that about 1 billion people have mental health disorders, with many among the youth.
According to the World Health Organization, youths are the largest members of the world's population suffering from mental illness. In commemorating this year's World Mental Health Day, youths drawn from Meru County came together for a mental health awareness walk campaign. With an aim to sensitize the public on the importance of opening up, the youths used popular sensation Murife Don't Run. With an increase in suicidal cases, the youths appealed on embracing speaking it out policy.
That kila mtu aweze kunyenyekea kwa mwenzake, be kind to each other, and let's create a safe space where someone akiwa kwa noma anaweza kuja akuambie, because we have to speak out. But
various shareholders joined residents in Kakamega County in a mental health walk, prioritizing mental health of youths, especially young mothers. The young mothers undergo stigmatization from members of the society that has led to many suffering various mental disorders.
Maja is 12 years old, so this is just a wake-up call to all of us. Let us take the initiative kutoka nyumbani hadi kutoka penye mtoto anakaa, chukua jukumu la kumwongelesha.
As members of Kenya University Student Leaders Association converged to commemorate the World Mental Health Day, they urged prioritization of mental health. Following the passing of the Mental Health Act bill under leadership of former President Uhuru Kenyatta, they called upon the new government to fund mental health.
Last year, this year the Mental Health Bill Act was actually passed, and we'd like to laud the likes of Dr. Sylvia Kasanga, who actually was spearheaded this whole bill and was actually signed by the former president, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. When this bill was actually signed, we urged the new government to come and actually operationalize it. We want the government to add reasonable funding to the mental health priority.
Being leaders of youthful members of the society, the leaders are hopeful that the Ministry of Education will liaise with the Ministry of Health to make mental health services easily accessible to students in all levels.
The person will be the Minister for Education. All these things are incorporated, and university students, high school and even primary are taken care of.
Mudeunda Lana, Look Up TV.
After a third turn of events that saw the loss of lives of law enforcement officers, the story has now taken a different turn, and locals are now saying police officers in West Pokot County are taking bribes, and the alleged bribes have been taken from residents of the area where they are supposed to have been manning roadblocks and other areas of escape after incidents of cattle rustling.
Leaders in West Pokot have raised alarm over the mistreatment of civilians by the disciplined forces, alleging that the police have been taking advantage of the ongoing security operations in the region to harass and take bribe from the residents. The leaders, led by Mr. Lechakapong, called on the Independent Police Oversight Authority to intervene, adding that anyone found to have broken the law should be presented before a court of law.
Wanakuja sasa kufanya maneno ya ambaye haikubaliki kwa watu wa West Pokot. Pale Marich ambaye ni Sigor constituency Pokot Central sub county ambaye iko West Pokot County. Askari wameenda pale badala ya kutafuta uhalifu. Sasa kazi yao sasa ni kufanya extortion. Ni kufanya ufisadi kubwa. Kwamba sasa pikipiki kama inapita pale ile inaitwa bodaboda, pesa inachukuliwa.
In West Pokot County, more than 60 Pokot Council of Elders have met in Kapenguria in commitment to bringing an end to the FGM-related cases, which has risen up to 74%. Anti-FGM Board Chief Executive Officer Barnetta Lolujo noted that the elders have a great influence over the community, thus they need to involve them in eradicating the dreadful practice.
Kwamba wazee hata wameconfirm hapa kwamba ukeketaji imeteremka chini. Ukeketaji haiko mahali ilikuwa. Tuko na hotspot kidogo ndani ya county na hapo ndio wanasema iko shida kidogo na inahitajika imulikwe. Lakini hiyo declaration imesaidia kwa mahali kubwa sana.
The chairperson of the Council of Elders said that the FGM often means the end of a girl's formal schooling, as she is therefore married off, exposing her to various health dangers.
Ina mambo ndio wanachangia mbaya. Hao ndio wanachangia sana, wanamume hapana, kwa sababu katikati ya wanawake kuna masengenyo ndani ambaye sasa ndio inalete kuchochea wasichana waende kukeketwa, kwa sababu wanawake wanachochea mpaka wasichana wanakuwa na uoga kwamba wakikaa bila kukeketwa hawezi kuoleka.
The community dialogues aims to educate residents about the physical, emotional, and financial damage caused by the FGM. And in Kilifi County, the county government plans to eliminate all illegal dump sites and those situated within tourist zones to enable residents in a good and clean environment. Speaking during the Malindi monthly cleanup exercise organized by the Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, the nominee county executive member for Environment and Water, Omar Said, stated plans to establish a recycling plant for the county are underway and that once he assumes the office, he will ensure that there are no dumping sites in all the towns.
Towns should be totally clean. So we'll come up with a program and a clear plan and a roadmap to ensure that we don't have any dump site across the town centers that we're having, and the dumping site that are situated along or near our hotels, we remove those dumping sites. We want to ensure there is clean environment for the tourists that we are having here.
Mitaru Ann, Look Up TV.
Through the streets of Central Park in New York.
In the day sport, after a tough competition and well-earned victory, champions of the volleyball champions Cheptil Secondary School